Hey, what's up everyone? We got Brett here. My name is Briggs. We're from Miles Pellet Stoves, and we got a pellet stove repair video for you today on the Harman Accentra Pellet Stove, and we're going to be changing out the control board.
Well, we got a good one for you today, and yes, we're going to be taking out the old control board and putting the new one in, and here it is, and I will repeat the part number again when we put this in. So let's go to work. Ready?
Yeah, sounds good.
Let's do it. Okay, safety train, always unplug your stove prior to doing any work on this pellet stove or any other pellet stove. So stop, make sure you have it unplugged. These are the tools you'll need today. Basically an impact with a Phillips adapter or a regular Phillips screwdriver. So let's dig into this thing and take the old one out.
Alright, so let's break into the control board over here. So we're going to go onto the left side of the stove facing forward, and you're going to be seeing your whole control board. We're going to be working on this area right here. So first off, what you can do, take note of where you have these knobs. Take them off just like this. See that white part right over here to the right? Set it onto the side where you don't have to move them. Same thing here. Take them off just like that. Set off to the side right here. Right there. Same thing for this as well. Reason being I'm doing that because those knobs going on only two ways, and you want to put them on the right way so they can correspond to the right setting on this panel. So over here we're going to be tackling these two Phillips screws. We're going to be just taking those off as so. If I can get it right on there. So one taken off, the other one on. Perfect. Sometimes that little flange likes bending on you. Once those two are out, take it out as so. Be careful with this rubber grommet up here. I like taking this off just so it doesn't fall off accidentally and roll off into nowhere. Right here, here's the back of your control board with all the different connections and everything else. And I want to direct your guys' attention to this fuse right here. So right here, you can check the fuse and see if it's good. Right in there, you still have the connection, so that's solid. So a number of times, when you guys ever think of doing a control board replacement, check the fuse on the stove if it has one. More than likely, the fuse is actually burned out and not the control board. So instead of spending a ton of money on a control board, and the fuse is burnt out, you may just have to replace one of these, which are a dime a dozen. It could be a quick fix right there. And so after this scene, we'll kind of be showing you how to dismantle all this if it's not your fuse. All right, so we're going to start dismantling the connections here. So be careful of your control board because it's a delicate piece. Right here, take off the main wire harness. Just slips off as so. Put that to the side. We're going to take off the ESP probe. There is a little notch right there that you want to depress down, and sometimes it can be tricky just because of how it's placed in there. A little patience, you can get that out. Last, you'll have two connections for the room sensor. We're going to take these out, and you can use a pair of pliers if you need better grip in there. And you can set these to the side as so. We'll set that with a little more.
I'm going to zoom in on those where you just took those two wires off.
Right there and there.
Yep, thank you.
So that removed, on to the next step. Alright, so now we're going to take the actual control board off the plate here. And so I want to direct your attention to the four corners of the board. These are little pinch and pull up places. A number of times though, you can just with a little pressure, you can get behind there and pop them off just like that. You just go one at a time. Same thing as so. Right here, just a little pressure, pops up just so. You want to keep working down and behind here, just a little pressure up for that side. Come work over here, same thing. Just a little pressure right there. Boom. And then one more. Just get that last corner and gently place the plate down right here. You have your control board.
Okay, folks, take a moment. As always, help us build the channel. If you like what you see today, please like, share, subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. So here we are. We're on the operating table with this control board. And as Brett has promised you, this is the part number. Can you see this pretty clear, Briggs?
Perfect.
I'm going to hold this right here. This is the exact part number. So
Got a little glare. There we go.
thank you. And so this is called the Platinum control board for Harman's. And this board is used for different models. So it is not just for the Accentra, it can be used for the XXV and some of the P series. So anyway, here is the part number that I promised you, and I'll set that aside. So in the box, you are going to see, I'm going to bring this up. Can you see this pretty well?
Here, I'll get it for them.
So these are pictures of the dip switch that is on the back of the control board, and I'm going to show you. So I'm going to take my finger right here. This one right here says Accentra. So you can see the dip switches here. So it's going to be on, off, etc. You have to preset your dip switch that corresponds with your Harman model. So we're going to focus on this one here. So if you set that down, I'll go back over to the control board. So I'm going to hold this up here. On the back of the control board, Briggs will zoom in on it, but here is my finger, here is the dip switch. And so what you want to do is set these switches exactly the way it shows on that white sheet that we just showed you. So you will see that this switch is on, which is pushed up, and the next one is off, down. The third one is up, the next one is down, the next one is up, the next one is up, and the last two are down, down. So you can move those switches, right? You can move these switches right here with a small screwdriver or a toothpick or whatever you have, but just take your time and set it exactly to, I'll hold it up again, to the Accentra. That's what we're working on right there. And when you do, you're good to go, and we will go to the next step.
All right, time to put it back in. So you want to make sure you have it all lined up right. So we have our two white knobs going up there, our one white knob going down there, and watch out for this little switch, because sometimes it going into that little hole, it can be a little bit of a pain. So this might be a little harder to see, but basically when we're all putting this in, you're just trying to line everything up. You see how it's trying to do that? And it takes a little bit of finesse once you line it up, especially on all four of those corners. A little bit more good to go. You can start pressing. Hear that click? That's what we want. Keep going around to each corner, being very careful and doing that. And if you press near the corner and not too far off from it, because if you start pressing out too far off from it, you're going to start bending the control board itself, and that is a no-go. So right then and there, pretty secure, good. That's awesome. So right here, I'm going to set this down just for a second. I'm going to go over here. I'm not going to forget about this grommet. Now what's handy right here, there's a little mark that's like a little guide for us. I'm going to put the grommet on just like that. Make sure you get all the wires. And there you go. Coming down here. Now we can carefully get the wire and the grommet in there. And it may slide on you, it may not be your friend. Just with a little patience here and maneuvering around. Right here, we're gonna get it in. Just like that, perfect. And like I said, it does like moving around with you. So, with that set in mind, You're gonna have your wires right there. And we're gonna start kind of just slowly plugging everything in. So right here, don't forget your main wire harness. We're gonna set that in as so. Gently going in. Cool. Over here, don't forget your ESP probe. Make sure that snap part's at the top. Golden. And then for these guys down here, don't forget the room temperature probe. Right here and here. And we're just going to plug those in. Now be careful. Don't apply too much force there, because if you do, if it goes either left, right, up, or down, you end up breaking something. So that's something you definitely want to avoid. Right back here, you have these two lips. Make sure you get it just right in there. So right there and right there. And then you can slowly start closing this. So once you got it closed, now you finally got to line up where these screw holes go. And so when you do that, I'm going to double check one more thing. You can always go back and double check with the wiring to make sure it's good. And plus with these little latches, because if they slip out, this will make this part a little harder. Can you get a good view right there?
Yeah.
So right there, we can do a little bit of a pre-thread. And then we'll get our tool. Perfect. Same thing down here. A little bit in. Right here. Perfect. One more. Cool. So right there, that's all good. But don't forget, we still have these knobs. But thankfully, we got some marks. Place it in so. Perfect. That one's working great. This one right here. Let's try that. Press in. Cool. Put that right to 1. This one right here. Press it up, see if we're good. Yeah. Golden. So right then and there, you're good. Close your board. Pair done. Hey, and that's it, everyone. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Helps us out a lot to help, well, you guys in the long run. It also means a lot to us too. So hopefully this has helped you out in the video, and well, because we'll see you on the next time, right?
Yeah, it's all good. You know, on this platinum control board, the dip switch, that chart is so important. So take your time with that. Greg showed you how to put the one in. Check your fuse first before you buy a board. And down the line, as always, we will have different makes and models for you, your friends, and your family to help you save some money. Thanks for viewing in. We'll see you next time.
See you guys. Thanks.